That was a knockdown, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it because it can give me an incentive, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown.
I'm not going to say honest because I don't know. Honesty had something to do with it. I don't know. But definitely we need better refs that assure themselves, knowing how to make a decision.
New leaked footage has reportedly proven how Tank Davis cheated against Lamont Roach on March 1st. The Barclays Center in Brooklyn bore witness to a fight that left the boxing world buzzing in about where Davis defended his WBA lightweight title. Against Lamont Roach, a single moment in the 9th round became the subject of relentless debate. At that point, Davis suddenly took a KN after a seemingly innocuous jab grazed his face, a move that under standard boxing rules should have triggered a full count and been ruled a knockdown. Instead, the referee allowed the action to resume, leaving scores tantalizingly close, and the final result, a majority draw.
Did Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face, that's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business.
In the days following the fight, questions have persisted, not only about the referee's decision, but also about the fighter's actions during that pivotal moment. Now fresh leaked footage is fueling an even more explosive claim that Davis may have deliberately manipulated events in the ring to gain an unfair advantage.
And that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank and I like Tank a lot, but you can't do that.
They reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
Just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of the sport. So I feel like if you're gonna do it to me, you got to do it to everyone.
Newly surfaced footage allegedly captured from an undisclosed source within the broadcast team shows the crucial moments of the controversial 9th round from an angle not previously seen by the public observers point to several unusual elements in Davis's behavior. The footage appears to show Davis pausing immediately after the jab, almost as if he had pre-planned the maneuver, instead of reacting instinctively to the contact, his body language, and the timing of his knee. Drops seem rehearsed in the same clip. A brief shot captures a member of Davis's corner moving in unusually close, as if ready to intervene, while corners routinely assist in wiping sweat or adjusting a glove between rounds. The proximity and timing in this instance have raised eyebrows. Some analysts argue that Davis's reaction, a sudden collapse to one knee accompanied by a swift retreat toward his corner, resembles tactics used to buy time or disrupt the rhythm of an opponent. This is a departure from the natural instinctive response typically seen when a fighter is genuinely hurt. These visual cues have led some fans and pundits to assert that what might have initially appeared as an unfortunate mishap, a slip caused by sweat or grease in the eyes, could have been a calculated act to nullify Roach's momentum. In response to the growing storm of allegations, Davis and his team have been quick to dismiss the claims in several social media statements and press interviews. Davis maintained that his actions were entirely within the rules. He claimed that his sudden knee drop was solely due to a momentary lapse in vision caused by grease from his freshly done hair, a claim that had already been met with skepticism by many fans on the night of the fight. Davis's C also emphasized that leaked footage taken out of context can often be misleading, and that the full picture of the fight is much more complex than a few seconds of video can convey, adding another C. Layer to the controversy, the referee Steve Willis has been widely criticized for his decision not to count the knee as a knockdown, while Davis's camp argues that Willis made a judgment call under unusual circumstances. Critics contend that the combination of the referee's inaction and the seemingly calculated nature of Davis's movement in the footage creates a narrative of collusion, knowing how to make a decision.
To make a decision, know they're making the right decision, emboldened to make that decision. I think that I don't know that he would have let Roach get away with that. He let Tank Davis get away with. Why? Tank Davis is a star. You know, I think he set a record for the most fans ever in Barclays Stadium. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I believe they hit a new attendance and maybe a gate record. They've done concerts there, they've done fights there, basketball games there.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was the record for the gate for a fight for sure. I think the Rolling Stones might be the only one that beat them at the Barclays. But either way, they did huge numbers.
The lack of an immediate official review exacerbated by technical issues with the instant replay system during the fight has only deepened suspicions. If the leaked footage is ultimately proven to reveal deliberate cheating, the fallout could be significant. Davis, who record, has been nearly untarnished. Until now, could face not only a tarnished reputation, but also potential sanctions from boxing authorities. There are discussions already swirling about whether the WBA or the New York State Athletic Commission might reopen an investigation into the fight's events. Furthermore, the implications extend beyond Davis's personal career. The incident shines a harsh light on the current state of professional boxing, a sport where split-second decisions, ambiguous calls, and the potential for misconduct often convert surge into controversy. Should regulators find evidence of intentional rule-breaking, it might prompt calls for stricter oversight and more robust review systems to preserve the integrity of the sport.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the reality is can the state call for an immediate rematch? I don't believe they can, the commission. It's really up to the governing body. I mean, the commission can overturn a decision or rule on a decision, but can they order a rematch? That really has to come from the governing body, the WBA, to say, if you want to remain lightweight world champion. But everything I'm hearing is the rematch is going to happen anyway. Like, I think it's pretty much done.
Talk to us about the star power in this May 2nd card.
Yeah, I mean, you've got three of the hottest young fighters in terms of that, that social media presence.
This latest controversy has ignited a debate among fans and experts alike about the need for greater transparency in boxing. Leaked footage like this, though potentially taken out of context, underscores the gaps in current review processes. Boxing commissions may be forced to adopt new technologies and protocols to ensure that every controversial moment is subject to immediate objective review. Some fans have already taken to social media, demanding that the governing bodies release full fight footage and provide a detailed explanation of the referee's decisions. While the leaked footage has certainly added fuel to an already raging fire, it's important to remember that allegations alone do not equate to definitive proof. The image and angles captured in the video raise serious questions, but they represent only a fragment of what unfolded that night.
They know that he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner. I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation for me. Like, there was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was.
Boxing remains a sport steeped in nuance, where tactics that blur the line between clever strategy and outright cheating are not uncommon. As the investigation unfolds and more context is provided, fans and officials alike will be looking for clear evidence that either substantiates or refutes the claims against Davis. For now, the debate rages on Davis' stands. Accused by some of having exploited a loophole in the rules while his camp vehemently denies any wrongdoing, the incident has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on his career, serving as a potent reminder that in the high-stakes world of boxing, every move, even one lasting just a few seconds, can have monumental consequences. 114, 114, 115, 113. The razor-thin margins on the judges' scorecards told the story of a fiercely contested battle as Davis successfully defended his WBA lightweight title against Lamont Roach. However, one moment overshadowed the fight itself, sparking heated debate across the boxing world. The controversial non-knockout call just seconds into the 9th round. Roach pressed forward aggressively, landing a swift 1-W combination followed by a sharp right hook. Davis, momentarily pausing, turned to referee Steve Willis before voluntarily taking a knee, but instead of a standard knockdown ruling, Davis quickly bolted towards the ropes, seemingly in search of a towel to wipe his face, leaving fans and analysts questioning what had just unfolded. Interview 7. That alone warrants a call in boxing once a round begins. There are no timeouts, no breaks to regroup yet. Davis not only took a knee, but also triggered an unofficial timeout, out 2 clear violations that should have led to either a disqualification or a knockout ruling. And if you're wondering whether Willis counted, he did. But as he reached 3 instead of ending the fight, he inexplicably allowed Davis to rise and carry on as if nothing had happened.
Star, he brings people, he's got a big fan base, he brings good pay-per-view numbers. I don't know what the numbers are in this, but you know, he's one of the guys that bring good pay-per-view numbers. I think all of that, he brings that with him. When a referee allows him to take a knee, which is not a rule in boxing, and get away with it, and not make it a 10-8 round. That should have been a 10-8 round. He got hit with a jab just before that. I'm not trying to go after Tank Davis. People already know. Some people say I defend him too much, that I'm saying how great he is. And he is. He's a tremendous, complete fighter. Puncher, fighter, inside, outside. He's patient. He's responsible defensive.
The fight ended with one judge giving a lead to Davis, while 2 concluded a draw, although Davis just moved on by explaining the grease. When you sweat, it was coming into my face, and that, hopefully, we can run it back in New York. Let me repeat. I stand by what expressed last Sunday in Ring Magazine. Based on my 30 years plus experience, taking a knee without a punch shall be ruled a knockdown. It affected the result of the fight, since the referee didn't rule it a knockdown. Lamont Roach Jr. missed his chance to secure a unanimous decision. Victory by a slim margin that was precisely what had been gnawing at the WBA super featherweight champion, despite sending his opponent crashing to the canvas. The ruling didn't go his way. At 29, he simply couldn't accept the decision as fair, unwilling to let it slide. He and his team have enlisted their attorney to formally request an investigation by the NYSAC, and rightfully so. The fight for justice has begun. Lamont Roach Jr. meantime has criticized Davis and denounced the knee incident. I'm happy with my performance, for sure. I'm just a little frustrated with the scorecards. I thought I should have won, and I thought I should have won,